what's going on. Just got a few other things, just kind of in response to some 3D flower work that's been going around. EG6 or whatever his name is a post on really intriguing me about the heliatours kind of coil pattern. Started thinking that, and I took that coil and I kind of flattened it out into 4 petals. It was a good place to start. I feel if you can start something, excuse me, and learn it from 90 degrees, then it always becomes easier to learn in fewer degrees. I found that by the time I packed down 4 petal Danny spins, the 5s, the 6s, 8s, all just it seemed to come more naturally. Because I got the most violent transitions down packed, it's a lot easier to start just cutting those in half. But anyways, here's what I got for a 4-petaled heliatours. From this wall plane, it looks like a 4-petaled Danny spin, but if you were to turn it this way, I imagine it would be spinning around, and it would go up into a circle, spin around, so now you have this like line, this dividing line, this circle on top of it, and as it comes back around, it'll go down into another circle, bending back into this circle, so 2 circles in a line. Start playing with that, and then of course, I mean, if you wanted to switch it up, then I guess there would be, you could bend the plane whole pattern onto its side, so instead of having, you'd have that same difference, but you have the line straight up and down and the 2 circles over here. Seems a little less even to move. I've got internal versions. It's kind of like a figure 8, infinity symbol, plane bend, just kind of bent in the center. I'm working on an external version of it, so these are little corners, and I want to start putting them together. If you put another one of these here, and another one going here, and then obviously it's just going to connect there, and you're going to get something to that effect. Or you could get something where it's like 2 going away from each other, so these 2 are separate hands and they're doing these plane bends away from each other, like meow. Then I was like, well, why don't I connect more of these together? And I came up with this nifty little box. You kind of can see the arcs. I got another one that shows a little bit better, but this is actually that same well, it's really kind of 2 figure 8s just bent, continuing around. So instead of coming back and going back down here and just making a quarter, I made a full box. And of course, I like transitions. I think of these as like compartmental. Yeah, sure. It is like 12 o'clock at night. I've been up since 3 a.m. Compartmentalism, whatever. And to travel between my patterns, I like to look at arcs or little loops or point isolations, anti-spins, and such forth. And then I continued on and got up to here, and then this is a good example. I don't know if you can really see, but that's actually, that's like the 2 idea. There's one plane bend going that way, and then there's another one going this way. And the forwards and back, the F and the B's are just forward arc and backwards arcs. What I mean by that, just kind of like help me think it through. Since I'm not a artist or a Leonardo da Vinci, I'm not drawing depth so well. So what the F and B's are allowing me to do is to give me like more visual representation in my mind of the arcs that are forward or closest to me, be popping out of the page, and the backwards arcs, the arcs that are falling away from me. And then funny, when I was drawing these, I noticed that you know, this piece right here almost slides in and fits right there. I was like, cool. So obviously I put them together, and that's what I got. There are 16 lines total in this pattern. 16 was just a number I found. Relative to even 4-petal anti-spin motions, movements, whatever. Actually, I found 16 quite a few times working with triquettas. It's just the way how I think the number 16 is coming from more of the compartmentalized how I learn things in the quarters of my body, like so. I'm really about a center point, learning things equally around that, and then add on top of that, I just started thinking, what am I really doing in here? What I'm doing is I'm traveling through these planes. Kind of, when I was doing this, I felt, well, wow, it's like a miniature Charlie square. Steve's 11 plane path of doom. But I figured, okay, this is what I'm going to learn. With key reference points, my hands being able to switch between centers of these squares smoothly, we'll be using those transitions I pointed out earlier, either arcs or loops or an anti-spin. I think my next idea is going to try to map a symmetrical way to start from the center and go through every plane only once, or if I have to, every plane twice, but I just want to do it evenly. These planes in the center would be like a buzzsaw. The planes on the outside would be like your wheel planes, but still all on that kind of axis. And you've got your horizontal planes. All well and good. And I'm only thinking about this. I mean, there's, of course, if I wanted to try to bend this even more so, yes, they kind of look like squares, rounded out squares, practically circles. So I mean, if you want to really try to hop into it, you could try to think about how to throw the wall plane in there as another form moving around. But I'm gonna start drilling these and see what comes of it. I want to just get a lot more freedom, and I want to really experiment. If anybody's seen some of the pictures that are on my Facebook or MySpace, experiment what I can do with the photography aspect of making a lot of art. Videos are fun, patterns are cool, and then of course, if you can do these awesome patterns in rhythm, then you're Nick Woolsey or one of the other greats. I appreciate all those who have inspired me up to this point and continue to bring fresh new ideas to the table. I hope my rambling of commentary doesn't offend anybody when I comment on videos. I really do enjoy them, and I watch them multiple times. I'd like to thank you all. Have a good night.